This is going to be short. Oh,
Go ahead.
Josh and I got a table at a toy show this weekend, checking off one of our 2024 bucket list collector items. And this is how it went. Josh?
Andy is max headroom tonight for some reason.
I'm a little laggy.
Technology, man. It's a pain in my butt.
That's okay. Sound is good, though.
We have sound. Sound should be clear.
Welcome to the latest episode of the Holo Chronicles podcast. Josh and I got to do something last weekend that we set out as a 2024 collector goal, and we checked that box last weekend.
We did it.
Ran in Ridgefield, Washington, just outside of Vancouver, Washington, which is just north of Portland, Oregon,
Which is just south of Seattle, which is just
in the
south
northwest
of Canada.
At a local / regional toy show called the Washington State Toy Show. Full disclosure, they have 3 of these a year, sometimes 4.
Yeah.
And it's not just like the one. This is one of 3 that are scheduled in 2024, and there's always a possibility of another one happening in the fall. It was held at the Clark County Fairgrounds at this big
Event center
pavilion, if you will,
Mm.
Concurrently with a gun and knife show.
concurrently.
That was going on.
Vis-a-vis.
Et tu, Brute.
Jesus. Concurrently.
What?
I mean, it's a great word.
It's a real word.
It's not a hollow level.
Oh, man. Okay. Hey, before we go any further,
Damn, we
Josh,
just jumped up. The viewers are in. Hello, viewers.
Well, I see some Brits here. Not Brett. I said Brits. And it's very, very early in the morning for them. And thank you to showing up there, Mr. Tez. Good to see you, buddy. Along with the usual suspects, Gary, Matthew, Brett, JD, the Galactic Curator, and
others.
That's all that commented so far.
Others that have not said hello.
Now, this was a first for us.
That was fun.
In a word, yeah,
it
was a lot of fun,
dude. And we kind of came in like pros.
It was wild. Okay, so this isn't the biggest toy show, or it's not even. It's
not even close. We're talking like
there were how many vendors? 60 vendors.
Yeah,
60 vendors.
But like full out vendor. Like they were doing their jobs.
There were some businesses there,
yeah,
as well as some individuals as we were as individuals,
personal collectors, their collection.
There was one guest signing autographs there. It was his name was Keon something. He was the voice of Storm Shadow in the G.I. Joe cartoon series, among others. He's had other roles as well, but that's probably his most notable voice actor and actor.
He does it all.
Yeah, so it wasn't a huge event, which was probably perfect for us to
one
day dip our toe in, kind of see how this thing goes. I signed us up for this about 3 weeks ago. Cost $100 for a 10 by 10 foot corner.
Yeah, ridiculously low price, like just
$100. Yeah. Of which
300 if you went 20 feet by 10. Right?
No, it was 200 for a 20 by 10 and 300 for a block.
So we cheaped out.
Pretty well, hard. I mean, again.
Well, tell them what happened. I mean, it ended up working out for us.
Yeah, it was since, I didn't really know what to expect. I've attended, toy shows and smaller cons and, but I didn't really know how big or small 10 by 10 was until we actually tried to put stuff in there. You brought a truckload down Friday night. Yep. I brought a truckload down, and as it turned out, we got our stuff in a 10 by 10 square,
Barely.
but it was super convenient that the booth next to us no showed.
Yeah.
And so we split it with another booth in our block, and it ended up working out really, really nicely.
Yeah, we got like an extra 8-foot table it was about 8 feet. Yeah, that I was able to spread out onto and give you some more room for your stuff, and then lean a bunch of your posters around that table,
Right.
which were kind of stacked before that. So
Josh, tell tell everybody what you brought primarily. What were you trying to sell at the show?
primarily it was my Black Series collection that has been in lockdown for the last 2 years in bins. I mean, literally, I changed my room. I took a lot of that out with the intent of selling it, maybe bulk. Even pursued kind of a guy from Texas. Somebody connected me online with the guy from Texas that was going to buy the whole thing, but he was a retailer, so obviously it was going to be pennies on the dollar, which maybe at the time, since Black Series has dropped in value, was maybe the better idea. But yeah, mostly Black Series and some quirky stuff, which was really interesting. I'll get into a little later, but yeah. How about you, Andy? What were you selling?
I brought about 30 posters down. So Star Wars movie posters and, posters from the old tube rack that you could get, they're the commercial posters, some of them in the style of the movie posters. But I brought a bunch of posters down. I had some vintage things, some unusual vintage things too, a lot like the R2D2 toy toter.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of comments on that. More about that in a moment. But yeah, some vintage things, some things that I just, you and I are alike in this, at least we were this weekend. If they're in bins, then it's probably time to move on from them. If we're not displaying them, then I mean, I know some things can carry some sentimental value, especially if you know who you got them from and stuff like that. But
it's almost sentimental in the fact that you spent some time to collect them and shoot,
you've created the sentimentality.
Yeah. And some of them were like Christmas gifts that you even were like, well, he needs these numbers, and so like the whole challenge of completing a collection, which I never really did with Black Series, but I did have a full blue line and orange line, which I purchased from you, with added figures in the blue line, added vehicles and boxes from the blue line. So it was, so go on.
So we went down Friday night to set up, and it's just kind of weird because we both brought some things that had some value to them, and it's like then we just kind of leave them in this room with all these people and just kind of trust that
we didn't bring sheets to cover this up. Like a sheet's gonna stop the true thief, but
but like it's just supposed to, like, we're supposed to trust everybody because we're all in the same boat together. I mean, technically. So so we set up, we got everything set up. It was the early bird tickets. I mean, it was $5 to get in. I think 10 if you got an early bird, which started at 9 instead of 10 a.m. And got down there early Saturday morning, made sure we had everything set up. We brought cash. We had actually got a good tip by a guy who claimed to have the largest Halo collection in the world.
Yeah.
Did you believe him?
No.
But he's the kind of guy that you just never know.
He's the kind of guy that probably does have the largest Halo collection in the world. But he was the kind of guy that when we were done setting up on Friday night and we'd done it in record time, it was pretty, actually unexpectedly well coordinated. You were there 30 minutes before I was. You'd move your stuff in.
Got everything kind of
going. I come ripping in the back. You pop out, help me unload. We just start setting up displays. We don't really know what we're doing. We're throwing stuff on tables, and then all of a sudden it just starts to pan out. You brought some shelves. Thank you for that. And
and this guy comes over. He's a couple, tables over from us, and he's like, "Hey, you can get a QR code from PayPal. Just print it off."
Andy, and bless his heart, had just printed off like our @s,
our
Venmo
email address,
which was fine. It was fine.
Again, never had done this before, so didn't even cross my mind. So
like, you're right, Halo guy.
weird halo guy
Then
with
he
greasy
continued
hair.
to talk to us for 30
He
minutes.
just wouldn't stop.
Wouldn't
He's
stop. We're like, yeah, we're done.
Oh
Where you
yeah,
wanna
okay,
go?
yeah,
Okay.
a lot of all right, okay, yeah.
Go on. Go on away.
Move along.
Yeah.
Anyway, thankful for that tidbit. That was great. And then yeah, so then we went home, and Saturday morning was kind of fun because it was the vendors' opportunity to take a lap or two around before everything got started. Um, so the people that we interacted with Saturday morning were vendors that had everything set up, and they were
Yeah.
just kind of checking everything out before people came in, and that was worth the $50 alone.
That was your prime moment.
because well, I sold, what did I sell? I don't know. I made a couple $100 before it even started. And that's just from
A few posters and
yeah, a couple of posters, and there was something else. But I can't remember. But anyway, before the show had even started, I made a couple $100 from just vendors walking around checking things out. I knew a few of the vendors there, which was kind of cool too. There
Sure.
was Billy Galaxy, who's a fairly popular toy salesman and the well known from Portland. So I was like, "You're familiar?" Like, and then he told me who he was. Like, "Yep." And I saw him at
freaking
Celebration,
great handle,
and
Billy Galaxy. I mean, give me a break.
yeah, and I knew him. I just couldn't place him, And then the guys from Toy Box Heroes in Vancouver, Will,
Dirty D.
and then Dirty D, of course, from StarWarsStore.com. And more on him later. But it was nice to see a few familiar faces, and then actually throughout the day we ran into a few people that we knew that were at the toy show too, which was kind of fun to
Sure.
see people that we knew in real life,
Yeah.
And anyway, before it even started, I don't know how much you got to walk around and check out other vendors, but there was a lot of cool GI Joe.
Well, that's one thing about the small venue, which you could be like, oh man, it could go real swap meet real quick. Like it could be like really kind of mix it up. I mean, to be not mean but fair, the people that we shared the extra booth with, they had like play school stuff.
Oh yeah,
and it was kind of cool, but it was kind of garage sale-y, and I think they did okay that day. They were selling some stuff nostalgically. I mean, I saw it with that. Remember the helicopter port? Like we both went, oh yeah, I remember that. That was always like tucked away in the back of the doctor's office or grandma's
doctor's
house,
office,
whatever, where you like, the elevator worked, all that stuff. But yeah, so yeah, it started off fresh for Andy. He and I was Deadsville, but we're talking at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I was just like, nothing was happening. People just because like Andy said, they were mostly vendors. So these are guys with collector eyes when it comes to Star Wars. And Andy's poster is super impressive. Like he's got some amazing posters. Not all of which he sold. I was surprised.
I think I sold 4.
I was surprised the 3-pack didn't sell. I just was baffled.
Yeah.
And I thought your price was great.
Well,
but they're huge.
Here's the thing with posters, and I again learning this, posters are personal.
Yeah.
And I mean, just like any of the stuff is, but they also are a space taker too. So like a couple of the people that bought posters were for their movie room, so they wanted a movie poster or a man cave kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
which I understood. A lot of people were like, oh yeah, God, man, if I just don't have the space, and a lot of that kind of stuff. It was so if we do this again, I don't know if I'll bring many posters next time,
or at least a select few. And then if we do it again, you should have the reserve posters, maybe not back in the truck, but back behind the display. And like as you sell them, you kind of one them up. You bring one up, you let people walk by it. But there definitely was a hot time, like a time when, if you want to move forward, when, like I said, it was a little the Andy show. And I was like, oh man, this is going to be a bummer for me. Like nobody wants Black Series anymore. It was crazy. And then it freaking
flipped. Yeah.
It flipped so hard that Andy was selling for me. I'm selling for me. And and people are we ended up developing, you know, better sales strategies
on the fly.
On the fly.
So
like,
good.
like, hey man, I had a bunch of $5 Black Series. Just had a bunch. And those you guys that joined us for our impromptu pricing stream,
which was great.
And thank you so much to Gary and Mark and Jeff who bought the majority of that stuff.
That was great.
But I had a bunch of $5 Black Series, and this is what they were. So we impromptu threw a bin at the end of the table, kind of not even on the main drag.
No, it was just
literally
it was on the bonus space.
Space. Throw it back there, and I threw all my $5 Black Series in there, and people were just walking up with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, and just like, and I'm like doing the math. I'm like, yeah, $20, you know. And everyone always walks up and like, they got 5. I'm like, $20 for 5. I'm like, absolutely, you know, like, I mean, let's go.
Negotiating was pretty easy.
Yeah. So all of a sudden, and then we had literally, was it 3 different groups of people that circled my Black Series like vultures throughout the entire, like the first half of the show.
Tell them about Brian.
We got Brian. Brian walks up, cool dude. He's kind of stacking up some stuff. He's got 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And then I've got my big, you know, the first order TIE Fighter, Black Series TIE Fighter, which is monstrous, you know, and he's eyeing that, and he kind of makes a pretty good purchase. We're talking like a $200 or $300 purchase. Just he buys all this stuff.
He bought a few things.
Bought a few things, and we're like, yeah, sure. Well, he's like, you know, I want to keep walking. Like, yeah, we'll hold this stuff for you. So we sold stickers on the TIE Fighter, and I think he took the others.
You know what was? Let me interject. Upon putting a sold sticker on the massive,
it became the most popular item we had.
Everybody commented on it.
Yeah.
As soon as it became sold, not before that.
Mm-mm.
Before that, it was like, you know, just walking by looking. And as soon as you put sold on it, we probably got throughout the rest of that day 15, 20 people just there was like, oh man, you know.
So for the chat, which is also an man moment for me, for the chat, while we continue to talk about this, guess how much, you know what I'm talking about, the big Black Series TIE Fighter. It's huge. How much did I sell it for? So you guys guess in the chat while we keep talking. So Brian buys it. Brian comes back no less than 5 times, and each time adds to his purchase. So Brian probably
went back to his car twice.
While he was still perusing the show. And he wasn't there the whole day, but he was there for a good 4 hours, 5 hours.
Yeah.
And then I just see Brian again. I'm like, Brian, dude, what are you doing? You're back again. He's like, oh. He's had 2 more items, like it was like Gamblers Anonymous.
I was just gonna say it was like he was hooked.
It was crazy. So yeah, I love these numbers. Exactly. So we love Brian. And then we had another group. This guy was really cool with his wife. He's like, yeah, man, I started collecting some stuff, and my wife got into Star Wars, and she's like, I want to collect too. So she was way into Black Series, and so she had a stack stuff. She was buying kind of my lower price stuff.
That couple,
and they came back a couple times, and then we had another guy that kind of stacked up, and then I had my blue line and my orange line. I was trying to keep those in a lot. I was like, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
And we had a guy very early who's like, I love the blue line. I want to buy, you know,
a few.
And so, you know, I was selling my blue line just for figures for $500 or $450. And the guy's like, well, he starts piecemealing it out. And I'm like, and this was early. This is when I was desperate. I thought, oh man, I'm not going to sell anything. But this guy was a buyer. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'll part this out. Well, he gets all his figures, and we added it up. I'm like, dude, you're at like $350. I'm like, for $100 extra, you get the whole set, and you can just sell, you know, whatever. But he thought for some reason I was throwing in an orange line to Anakin, which by the way is the most valuable orange line, you know.
Yeah. It's $150.
Yeah, $150. I'm like, no, dude, no. That was like, I'm adding up. I had to go through and price everything because I was lotting it and then hadn't priced it. So anyway, he's like, you know what? Skip the blue line. I'll just buy the entire orange line for $500. And I'm like, deal, sold. Because I wanted to keep them together. They belong together. But yeah. So I love all your guesses.
If this were the prices right,
they hurt my heart.
Gallinorian Saber would be the winner.
He's the winner
because you sold it for
$40.
$40.
Yeah,
and you got to take it home. You got to pack it out of here.
Yeah, get the hell out of here. Hang it from your ceiling.
Oh, you still need to find the.
Yeah, I will. I
Okay.
mean, that's just going to be a natural thing. I'm not going to go hunting for it. I hunted for it that morning, but yeah, $40. $40 I sold
With
it.
the figure.
Now it did have a broken gun, which I have. It's somewhere around here, but I couldn't find it. So I told Brian, and actually it's funny, I was going through my pictures and I saw the picture I took of his address. And I'm like, Brian, one day, someday, in
It
the
will get
future,
mailed to you.
you're gonna get a letter, and it's gonna have that broken gun, which you can easily glue back on and it'll look perfect. But I have no idea where it's at, and I looked everywhere. Yeah, it was a deal, and we were priced to sell. We were
100%. We were going to go home with less than what we brought.
Yeah,
one way or another.
Yeah.
I had a similar experience with a bigger fella. He had come by 3 different times looking at my 12-inch Boba Fett.
Yeah, hurry up on that. We got pictures to prove it.
And he came, he looked at it and came back and looked at it. He came back and looked at it. And on the 4th time he was there, he's like, I think that's a reasonable price. I'm gonna buy it. I was like, okay.
Yeah,
Boom.
Wookiee braid.
Yeah, it was complete. Yeah.
There he is. I think you can see him. He's chilling back there.
He's
chilling.
He's just kicking it.
You got the C3 EO, and then there he is right there. He's right
there. Oh, hey Nick, good to see you, buddy.
What's up, dude?
So that was, yeah, it was fun. I like to interact with people, and we got to do a lot of that, and plus we sold a bunch of things, and Josh, I was really I don't know at what point. I don't think we did this together. I think this was just something that you decided you were going to do, and it worked out awesome. But the $5 bin, was a raging success.
Yeah.
There were things that I had brought that were around $5, and it was like, you know what? People are digging through. Like there was a line at one point to dig through the $5 bin. There were people kind of gathered around it.
Yeah.
And so I started putting some things in there too, and things sold of mine that were in the $5 bin, and things that had been sitting for $5 on a shelf that we had were selling like hotcakes in the bin, because we had put a $5. We'd put sticky notes, says $5 bin on it. And people just like digging through stuff. So then, bing, hey, let's do another one with all of your Power of the Force figures.
Yeah, $5 bin at the
and you sold I don't know, quite a few of those.
Quite a few. Like I didn't sell them all, but it just became a kind of a stack up, and let's be honest, those Power of the Force figures are worth $5 or less.
Plus with shipping included.
Yeah. So like they are worthless on every other site. And the best part, that's why I put curators he put, the goal was to get rid of the bull. Really, the goal was, like, my whole philosophy, that entire thing was like, it's going to a good home. It's going to a good home. Like to give somebody something, a deal, like, oh my gosh. And like, I like that too. I'm a sucker for that, where I see a price, it's like, that's below my nostalgic connection to that item. That's below my perceived value.
Yeah.
Even though my perceived value could be absolutely ridiculous without research. Right. But, it was super cool. Yeah. What a great idea. Trash compactor bin. But the bin, like if you ever go to a toy show, as collectors, which most of you are, if you ever go to a toy show, the bins are huge, because there are really items that you have that are, I hate to say the word worthless, but
how else are you going to get rid of it?
But how else, and I ended up creating a $1 bin, which didn't go over so well.
No.
$1 is too low. If I'd have thrown that same stuff in the $5 bin, it would have sold. So there's some sales tips for it. It's really weird. It's really weird.
Yeah. You probably had like 60 Happy Meal toys, Star Wars related Happy Meal toys, which Taco Bell toys and stuff like that. And I mean, a large bag of them from a collection that you and I both bought parts of many years ago.
Yes.
And it's like, but you're right. If you put $1 on it, like
it's too low.
It's too low. Like people think
that's
it's
crap.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
They're trying to give me their crap. So just remember that. Go ahead. We both
So from 9 a.m. till noon, it was busy.
It was bananas.
We had hopes or an idea that maybe we'd go live at one point, but we were literally too busy to do anything but sell stuff. We were talking with people, selling things, and it was the lunch prior to lunch, it was very busy down there. After lunch, it calmed down from about 1 to 4. There was like a steady stream, but
Yeah.
there were gaps.
And they did the show right. It was early bird, what, at 9 or 8? 9?
9.
Doors open at 10. So you paid a little more for the early bird. I think you paid $10. Or no, was it $5?
I don't. Well,
It was $5 to $10.
It was just regular $5 admission.
Yeah, so it was $10 for early bird and $5 to get in. So just nothing. I don't know how the toy show makes money. I mean, $100 booths at 10 by 10. That's ridiculous. That's nothing. And then, you know, Andy and I made that in the first 20 minutes of.
I made that before the show started.
Exactly. So and then the you know, the entry fees, nothing, but the traffic was great. You know,
Yeah.
it was a good.
Like I said, it was a great way for us to do our first show, because now we went from 0 expectations to now we kind of know how that works. If we were to do the one in May in Puyallup, that one's bigger.
We did get some compliments on our booth. Like, this is your first show? Like, oh yeah. I mean, Andy and I were working the booth, the image of the booth the entire time. Like, I think I rearranged my stuff.
Yeah, we're constantly moving things around, putting them up front, and you know, arranging the Black Series figures, and always made sure we had stuff on that was easily seen and touched. Right.
Yeah.
So good on us for that. You know, there's some people that just sit behind there and just let people pick, and
we interacted in the hallways or the alleyways, whatever, talking to people. That was one of the best parts. It's just people. They're not buying from you, but they're just like, oh, that guy, you know, and you're like, yeah, it's only $10. And,
yeah,
you know,
there was a husband and wife across the walkway from us, and the wife actually ended up being a former student of mine, which is wild. Like, it's like, you're Mr. Lemire. You're like, yes. And he's like, yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, yes. And that was wild. But totally fun. Like, that's, you don't.
Do you want to show him a picture? It's one of my favorite pictures, but it's not the picture. Don't worry. This is a picture of the booth, but we are going to be interrupted by Hector, who made it in to the selling bins on accident. So Hector is very important to us. He's one of our few death troopers that has a mustache, and that came from the wild, which I love. Some person put that on him, but you can see back behind Hector, and that's kind of our booth there. That's our hi, Katie. That's like the extra table. Well, there's another table that extends. I'm pointing at the screen like you guys can see it. Jesus. So, and then the shelves that Andy brought, and up above, Andy, tell me about that toy toter.
Okay, so yeah, at the top of the screen, just above Hector's head there, I brought it was from the Return of the Jedi era R2D2 toy toter, which was just a little toy bin on wheels that you could throw plushies or toys in, whatever. But what makes this so cool is that I have the box for it.
Yeah,
the box is never,
and it's in great shape.
And so as we were setting up Friday night, like, one of the first things I brought in was the toy toter, and I put it up on top of the shelf, like where it sits now. So it was kind of like a beacon, right?
Yeah.
And so Friday night, I got a lot of comments on that. Like, oh my gosh, I've never seen one of those before. Oh my gosh, I've never seen the box for one of those before. A lot of vendors who are toy people were just admiring it, which felt good, because like, okay, because this is a very unique thing, probably a difficult thing to sell, because it takes a small niche kind of collector to want something like that, and then to pull the trigger on it for the price that it was. Now I had it priced at $350.
That was a good deal.
Which, the toy toter itself is in so-so condition. The box is in better condition. If they're in great shape, if both are in great shape, they'll go for $600. But so I put $350 on it. Anyway, Dustin, one of the guys that we knew there, one of the toy vendors that was there, he, doing his vendor walk around Saturday morning, says, that's the That's
the toy of the show.
the
That's
toy of the
cool-
show. That's the
a-
item of the show.
Yeah, that's the coolest thing here.
Which, and you know,
And he's Star Wars.
yeah, he has a business. His
what is it? Star Wars Shop or
Star Wars
Store.com.
Store.com. Yeah. And so he's got a full-on store at a mall in Portland. Actually, I think he's got two, but so like that made me feel good. You know, it's like, okay, well, we're offering something that's unique and people, you know, see it and maybe we'll be drawn to it and come over to our table. I actually I didn't sell it, but I traded the toter and the box to Dustin for this.
Oh.
So this is it's an original vintage 12-back Luke Skywalker. It's not, there's bubble issues. The bubble has come off of the card and you can pull the figure out. So technically it's a loose figure on the card. It's not on the card. It's not mint on card. It's just a loose figure with the card and the bubble. But I traded something big and probably a little difficult to sell as an individual for something small that will go in I have a Luke Skywalker run of figures that I'm rather fond of. So, so the swap was made, and I'm sure that he will sell in his store. He said he had a mint one at his store, but he needed the box.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he'll probably try and get 700 for it.
Yeah.
If not more. And because he's got a store, he's in a much better position to move something like that. So I think it worked out for both of us. And Scotty's here.
Scotty, we put him up.
And so I was happy about that. No money was exchanged, but we both walked away with something that we wanted.
Yeah, that's a good collector swapperoo there.
Yeah, and that was all done in the before the show started walk around. We didn't make that deal, but the connection was made. And then at the end, when everybody's maybe trying to make some deals to get rid of some things, I walked over to his booth and
sell the booth.
I was like, hey,
there were some people that were wheeling in. Like there were some great booths. I wish I should.
Awesome Transformer stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome G.I. Joe stuff.
Pops, a good pop display. Hey, but in my favor, not a lot of Black Series here. Like like very little. And
you were the Black Series guy.
I was the Black Series guy.
Which makes
me want to go buy a bunch of Black Series and still be the Black Series guy.
I still want to be the guy.
Okay. And now what we should throw out is like, and this could disappoint the chat. But we should ask the chat to guess. Did you ever calculate your take home?
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah, and my take home kind of includes our impromptu sale.
Oh, during the pricing?
Yeah, during the pricing stream, which again, I thank you guys so much. That was awesome. I'm so happy those went to great places. Oh, one thing we forgot to mention is that Andy had kind of advised me. He's like, because I got bins. And I'm like, I'm sending pictures, all this crap. And he's like, dude, just focus on your Black Series. Let's just focus on that. And I was like, okay. Then I just kind of didn't listen to him a little bit. And I grabbed 2 extra bins of crap and I kind of threw them in on my drive-in the morning of. And that turned out to be like wildly, like it was crazy.
Fun.
It was so fun because I'm selling really weird stuff. I can't even describe it to you. I don't know what it is. It's
you can describe one of them. It was a Darth Vader sprinkler.
Well, let me show you because this is the image. So that is a Darth Vader sprinkler. It literally has a hose connection. I have a video of it working and I will get that up. If you guys stick around towards the end, I'm going to get the video of it working. I just can't get it up right now.
What?
Yeah, sorry. 12 inches. Because I have to keep what you're seeing.
You can't keep saying
Jesus
that,
Christ.
Josh. We've all heard enough. Okay, just move on.
So anyway, I'll add that to this. Actually, just give me. I might be able to do it. But anyway, it is definitely was a cool because I was pulling out like some Power of the Force stuff that was like maybe $10 kind of cool dioramas and just weird crap. And I'd set them up and I'd be like, whatever. And I put like $10 or $10 a piece or all 3 for 25 or whatever it was. I was making little deals and people were just scooping them up as soon as I was setting them down. I'm like, what is happening? You couldn't put this crap on eBay and have it sell in any moment. And that's why I love that. Like, these are going to good homes. These are people that like, I like Star Wars. These items, will probably come out of the box.
I like Luke, so I'm going to get all the Luke stuff, or I like Han and so what I think I went home with about $1,000, maybe $1,100 worth of sales.
Okay.
How much do you think you sold?
I was about 2,500.
25?
Yeah. I had, and that includes my impromptu, but it was 2,000 just under at the show.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
We did well.
We did pretty well.
Hey, high five.
High five. Yeah.
All right.
So no, yeah, I had this I felt like a drug dealer full of fives or a pimp. I don't know, whatever. I felt weird.
Hey, you're not the only one that's got a Vader sprinkler. Well,
who's got a Vader sprinkler?
The old Galactic Curator has.
Of course he does. Gosh darn it. That's so awesome.
Yeah, I think he posted that on our Twitter earlier.
I'm looking for the video right now, so bear with me because I want to put it up on the screen. But it's pretty awesome. I want to show you guys it in action. You may have a Darth Vader sprinkler, but you may not know what it looks like because he probably kept it in the box like a smart guy. But let me show you. I think I can do it. Oh, here we go.
Okay,
here we go. This is great. This is great. It's loading. All right, add to stage. Okay, here we go. Look at him just dancing in there.
That is
gotta
wild.
Get the air out of the. It's just going. And he's holding his lightsaber, by the way, in a very interesting way.
A little low.
Little low. And then this little move as stuff is spraying everywhere. Just really gonna add. I like this tape isn't like vinyl or like stiff plastic. It's cloth. It's cloth. It's flapping in the spray, bros. Cloth goods. It's flapping in the spray. God,
that is great.
I know. Oh my goodness. That's it. That's it. You want to?
Goodness gracious me.
You want a green lawn and some.
And some
awkward twins.
Some awkward looks of ladies walking their dogs.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
So you sold that for $20.
$20?
You sold that
$20
gem for $20. Well, shoot, man, I had no idea I thought we had made about maybe 2,500 total.
No, I had a fat stack.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so one thing that cracked me up because you got all of these nerdy dudes. There was some gals there too, but these nerdy guys that are at booths and, I say nerdy with affection, of course, because we are among them. But like as we're packing up and I'm kind of walking around, I'm trying to get over to a couple of tables before they set or before they close up, and how'd you do today? And they're like, killed it. Like, you killed it. And I was like, oh my gosh, even these nerds are macho, you know what I mean? It cracked me up. It
killed it.
Like, what do you think? Dustin said, hey, how'd you do this weekend?
What are you talking about? I don't show up to this for no reason.
Killed it.
Like,
oh gosh, yeah. So hey, so did we.
We killed it.
We killed it, dude. Bruh. We killed it, bruh.
All right. Is it time?
Well,
or do you want to save that for last? Because no. We still have yet to show the real star of the show.
It was hilariously the hit. It was the hit of the day.
It was a hit to me. I don't care what anyone else felt about it. It got me do you want to show it now or do you want to do your
No, go ahead.
All right. So the real hit of the show, and let me just set this up. Andy,
speaking of fat stacks,
Andy, I text Andy and he's like, hey, do you have any cash? Are you bringing? I'm like, that's a good idea. I got a cash box. I'll bring, I can bring some money. Him and I were trying to figure out how we were going to work, if he sold something for me or if I sold something for him, like PayPal, Venmo, and that ended up really not being a thing, just like 1 or 2 times where somebody wanted to Venmo. I had the Venmo, he had the PayPal, or yeah. And so we transferred some money back and forth. But we're trying to figure out how the money works. And he's like, don't worry, I've got a fanny pack. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, and I'm thinking, that's practical. And I'm just thinking, like, a fanny, just a pack, like a black fanny pack or, camo fanny pack. This is a dad pack, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's pretty, that's pretty smart. No one's going to take that off of you.
Or if you're from Great Britain, I believe they call them bum bags.
Bum bag. He's got a bum bag for sure. So I show up, and how fanny packs will be. The shirt will sometimes cover the pack. So I show up on Friday to set up. And Andy's, of course, he's working his table. He's, got his back and
just setting up.
He's not showing off. He's not showing off. And there is something, you guys, you people know, guys and gals, that when you see something that represents anatomically something that you're not supposed to see all the time, that you go, boom, like your lizard brain, your peripheral vision grabs on to all right, for guys, it's like cleavage or, a little butt, whatever.
You just catch it in the
just
peripheral.
Catch it, you're like
just drawn
like you
to
could be talking to your pastor. And then you see, and you're like, boom, oh, sorry, nope. I mean, what happens. This is that little, like, out of the corner of your eye, and your freaking biology kicks in. And I am setting this up. I don't think I'm setting it up enough. I got to be honest.
Are you underselling it?
I'm underselling it, but I want to show you guys. I want to show you guys what I would turn and look at, and absolutely, without fail, every single time be shocked by. So Andy decides to, now I'll explain this in a moment, but he decides to wear this fanny pack and he spins it around the back. And all I'm looking at is a Sarlacc pit. All I'm looking at, like, it catches me every time. I think I'm looking at this beehole. Every time, the beehole out of the corner of my eye. I knew it was there. I knew what he was wearing. I knew it was fake. Every time it, like, activated my, like, what am I? Yeah. And I had to spin around and I just laugh. And I was like, I wonder when Andy's gonna get tired of me being like, man,
got me again.
Got me again.
Got me again.
I said that 100 times. Got me a freaking again. But even better than that, like that, like, this was the hit of the show. Like, this is probably, look, if you guys want a sales tip for shows, buy this.
Oh, Josh.
He had more people comment on, oh, you brought it?
I brought it. It's the star.
Hold on.
This is it right here. It's
the grossest thing you've ever seen.
It's the little hair.
It's the grossest thing you've ever seen.
It's just.
And then, okay, so Andy was like getting in, like, that was Andy working. He's like, get this out of my way. I'm working at a table. I don't need my fanny pack.
Oh my gosh.
So right here. So
that's Friday night setup.
This.
That's Saturday at the show.
Saturday. And look at that. Like, it catches. He had more people walk up and be like they had to come over to him because Andy is not he's not an overweight fella, but maybe he's been drinking 100 too many beers per day and his gut is just hanging out. And people are like, oh my God, I thought that was real.
Oh,
like, they walked by just to give him like to make sure that wasn't real.
I got comments throughout the day consistently, like every 15 minutes. And those that didn't make comments, I saw
horrific
double takes,
faces.
like double takes, and I would crack up. Yeah. There was a woman from a booth like 3 rows over that just finally came, like, she's like, I just want you to know. And she was cracking up. And I'm telling you, Josh, if I had 100 of those fanny packs,
that would have been the
I would have
#1
sold
seller.
100 of them in 3 hours.
Yeah.
Like maybe I just go on Amazon and I grab a few.
You should.
I mean, it was.
There is no amount of time that you won't look at that, at least within the first day or 3.
Oh my gosh, it was so funny.
Remember when we first set the stormtrooper up in the corner? I used to walk into the room and be scared by him. Like every time I'd walk into the room, that son of a bitch would scare me.
And that's yours.
Exactly. I know. I made it. I put him there. Every time I
was like, we should put it in the corner. Oh yeah, good idea.
Yeah. That's exactly what that fanny pack scared more people into buying our shit. I love it.
Gosh.
Oh my gosh.
That was an unexpected.
And the spin around the back ain't much worse or better.
It was.
I don't even know.
Unexpected. And you know what? You know what I'm going to do every time now?
What's that?
I'm going to wear it.
No shit.
I'll wear that thing. I'm going to put my change cash right in the front, and I'm going to unzip it, and I'm going to get it out, and
you got me every time. It's just every time. Jesus. Oh my gosh.
Like, quit looking at.
Well,
what are you looking at, Josh?
I don't know. Like I said, lizard brain kicks in. It's like a little flesh. I don't know.
Yeah, that was unexpected delight.
It was
just
delight.
Bringing smiles to everybody there, or double takes.
Party in the back. All right. Well, that's the. Any final thoughts on the show other than we had a good show. I recommend it to if you have a small. We know there's like
a local
gatherings too around which I think we should go to as well. But if you're kind of trying to
boot sales, I think they call them. It's like.
Yeah, instead of a garage sale, instead of an eBay, Facebook marketplace sale, just which have been wholly for you, you're better at eBay, but also what you're paying on eBay. You're like, okay, I'm losing 30 to 40% on eBay, even if I price it. If I price it at a good price, I'm losing even more. There, it was like, I just love the fact that people were my toys, the things that I had spent money on, time on researching, finding, gathering. Went to good homes, like went to Star Wars collectors. And a backy
belly button.
That's the worst, man. It's the worst.
Well,
and the best.
Yeah, if there's like a local toy show or something like that, I would encourage you, if you are in the mood or in the time of season where you're wanting to unload maybe more than just a handful of items, then this was like a great way to do that. Yeah. And I'm sure they have them, in every state, and you might have to drive a little, but it was, the people that put it on were so laid back and easygoing.
Yep.
and
moved a table in for us, to give us the extra space. No extra. They didn't try to charge us. It's like,
no, they just didn't show. So help yourself. And so they were super easy. I couldn't imagine it going any better. It would have been better if we just sold everything, but that wasn't going to be the case no matter what.
Well, actually, I didn't want it to be the case. I was actually a little like, man, I wish I had more of this stuff. Like, because it's so much fun. It's not just about, pulling in the cash. It was like, we did a full sales, 8 hours of selling, and it was 4:00 and we knew it was over. And we're like, oh crap. We loaded up in 30 minutes. We're pros.
Broke it down, set it up and broke it down pretty quick. And it was truly a great experience. Hats off to the Washington State Toy Show people that put it on and promoted. It was great, and hope to do it again. There's one just outside of Tacoma in Puyallup, May 11th.
That's Everett. Everett's May 11th. I think Puyallup's the week April. No, Everett is April.
Everett's April and Puyallup. So I'd be interested in doing the Puyallup one if you
me too.
To do it again.
Yeah.
And we might, because it was such a good experience. So
yeah, Gary, load that shit up and we'll sell it for you. Gary's like, I've got a bunch of crap that needs sold.
Yeah.
But no, if you go to a show and if you're not there to sell, go to buy. It's fun. Like it's a good 2 hours and $5 of your time to kind of cruise around.
Now, the one at Puyallup, I was talking to the guy that put it on, the kind of the ringleader of the group. At the one in Puyallup, which is at the Washington State Fairgrounds, which is a bigger venue, and
We've been
it's
there for
SummerCon.
SummerCon, which they're the promoters.
They're the people
for
that do
SummerCon.
that too. He shared with me, this isn't out on social medias yet.
Don't tell anybody.
But they're going to have the Clone Wars voice actors. They're signing autographs. So
Very cool.
Matt Lanter, Ashley Eckstein, I believe D. Bradley Baker, who does all the clone voices. And so that'll be a nice little crew.
SummerCon's had really great guys. Well, that's where I got to meet Mr. Weathers, which was now fantastic, right?
Yeah. May he rest in peace.
May he.
And Lando.
Oh, and Lando. Sorry.
Yeah. You met Billy
He's still
D
kicking.
there. Yeah, you met Billy D there
I met
too.
Billy D. He's right there.
And Tamura.
Yeah, who signed a number of things for me.
Yeah. And
that was pre Mandalorian, pre Boba Fett.
Yeah, and that's where I met Katie.
And that was a year after, right?
Yeah. That was a year after. So, and I had my great story with what's his face, David Keckner.
Oh yeah,
that was wonderful. That makes me smile every time I think about it. So that's really all I got to show to talk about the toy show. There was one other thing that I wanted to mention. And that's something that I got for Valentine's.
Oh.
And it's Star Wars related. And I haven't had a chance to show it to you. I forgot it last time, and it's a pretty cool little thing. And I want you to open it.
Okay. Am I going big guy?
Yeah, go big guy. And leave it open it like this. Don't tip it over, okay?
Okay. Slide it out.
Yes, there are
droppable items.
Fragile.
All right.
So it comes in a nice box.
Very nice. Let's show it off.
Okay.
I'm showing it.
Joy Jolt, Star Wars.
Let's get this mic out of the way. Jeez.
It says something collection. Oh, the Deco collection. Joy Jolt.
I haven't heard of that.
Okay.
Joy
this
Jolt.
Is something that you would like.
Can I?
Carefully.
That's what it looks like. We get some. What do we got there, Andy? Tell me. I can't see it.
There's an R2-D2. There's a Stormtrooper helmet, a Vader helmet, and a TIE fighter. And it says, "May the Force be with you." It's all gold embossed, but not actual gold. But
no, it's probably real gold. Oh, these are wonderful.
Yeah, buddy.
Wow. That's amazing. Let's go one at a time. We are going with Stormtrooper first.
Okay.
I'm going to take these out.
Well, that does provide a little.
Does it? Little contrast?
Yeah, so you can see the gold.
So we have some Stormtrooper, but these are like beautiful, like whiskey glasses or
tumblers,
whatever you want to call them. Amazing. Next is R2, I believe. This is an R2.
Yeah. Focus. And you know what's funny is I've seen these on Instagram.
Oh, they're beautiful though. Look at them. Sorry that you can't see. There's some fine etching.
Yeah, I'll post some pictures on.
Yeah, there's some fine etching
on their socials
on there, and you can see kind of the detail on the side as I spin it. It's beautiful. And then we have a TIE fighter. So if you want to have a cigar and whiskey party, boy, these are great. I really like these.
Yeah, they're quality.
Beautiful. And Vader. This is Vader. There he is right there. You can see him. Very cool. Very cool. Love it. Where'd you get these from?
I got them for Valentine's Day from lovely Emily.
Lovely Emily.
Yeah. So shout out.
She in the chat?
Haven't seen her. That's
hello, the lovely Emily.
But
freaking cats. Hell yeah, bro. I remember good tips. I remember good tips.
That's right.
Damn right, cats. Or the ultralight nerd. Sorry. That's beautiful. Well, good job, Ems. Good on you, the lovely Ems.
Yeah. So it's Star Wars Joy Jolt.
I like it. She's a keeper. And
One more time.
good job. That deserves one
more little.
This might be a staple. All the Chronicles reaction right here. Oh no. No, I'm gonna put music to it, bro.
Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Just when you couldn't get a better head. Just a Vader sprinkler head. Oh yeah. Hey, what scale is that?
Oh, that's 12-inch.
That's 12-inch scale. Oh yeah. I'm getting wet just looking at it.
Oh man. Oof. Oh man.
Oh, that's right, Kendall. You did. You posted a video of your sprinkler doing it too. So that's on our Twitter. I'll repost that.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Look, we can all enjoy this, right, Kendall? There's full sites full of these sprinklers. It's fine. We should make a site. Oh man. All right. Well,
maybe one of the original spinners.
Oh man. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, chat. It's been great sharing this story with you. And you and I were talking right before the show. It was like that impromptu pricing. I guess you're going to see more of that. Oh, we forgot to ask a question. We have a question for you before we leave.
Boogie.
There's a new trend going out there. And I don't know what devices you guys normally watch us on, whether it's a computer or your phone. And either way, thank you. But how would you feel about an upright Hall of Chronicles cast? Upright.
Interesting.
Interesting. Like that one. Let's make a cute kid. Like there's an option for us to do that. And it puts us into a new realm or additional realms. And also it's the way most people hold their phone. And also it's the soon to be, format or it's the format of the soon to be banned TikTok. So, just, yeah, you go for a tall. Yeah. And the format StreamYard, which is what we use, have made it so that, we can, Andy and I can be on top of each other, which is great. I am. So yeah, it'll be great. Anyway, we just didn't know. I don't even know if our cameras can do it. We got some nice cameras that are for sideways action. But,
I mean, what is up with you?
I
man?
don't know. That's the way it goes. Yeah. So Paul's saying, I get you. We just don't know.
Don't know. We're gonna try it, and you can give us some feedback.
Yeah, we're gonna do like a Hall of Chronicles upright.
After,
yeah, Hall of Chronicles
upright and uptown. I don't know.
Nah.
We'll think about it.
Yeah, vertical. Hall of Vertical Chronicles.
Vertical.
Hall of Verticals. We'll get there.
Stupid.
Don't you worry. We'll figure it out.
We'll get there.
All the Chronicles going upright. All right. That's all I've got.
Hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for recommending to a friend. Thanks for the subscribe button. And if you're not going to sell your toys at a local toy show or Comic-Con event, then you better go play with them.